Assalamu alaikum. I am Mohammad Sajib. This is MySQL tutorial 18. Today we are going to learn about auto increment in MySQL. If you are first time watching my video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell and select all to get all the notifications of my channel. This is our favorite MySQL workbench. 18 MySQL tutorial for beginners auto increment. Auto increment is used to generate a unique number for every new row or record or tuple insert into a table. One book use row, another book use record or tuple. Synonym row or record or tuple. This is generally used for the primary key column as it becomes easy for the developers to automatically generate a unique number for every new record. MySQL uses the auto increment keyword to perform an auto increment feature. By default, the starting value for auto increment is 1 and it will increment by 1 for each new record or row or tuple. Now I will create a new database and table, and I will introduce you how to use auto increment in MySQL. Drop database if exist CS. Create database CSC. Use CSC. Create table student. ID data type integer. Constraint not null. Primary key. If you want to learn more about primary key, I highly recommend you to watch MySQL tutorial 17. What is primary key? And if you want to learn more about how to create table and database, please watch MySQL tutorial 1. Primary key. Here I want to give auto increment. Auto increment. Make sure you give the underscore, otherwise it will not work. If you give this, it will not work. If you give space, it will not work. Just you have to give underscore, then MySQL will understand. Then another column name, data type worker, 50, length size, constant not null. You have to give one comma here. First, I'm dropping the database. If any name is CSC, then it will be dropped. Create database name CSC, table name student, column ID, data type integer, constant not null, primary key, and our auto increment. I want to use ID as auto increment. We have already seen that this is generally used for the primary key column, as it becomes easy for the developers to automatically generate a unique number for every new record. That's why we are using uh, primary key as also auto increment. Now I will select this one and execute. So yeah, if you refresh this one, already 0 rows affected. Table student ID name. If you want to see the auto increment column, you have to type describe database name dot student. Before that, I first want to select star from database name CSC, table name student. If you select ID name, but I cannot see the auto increment column or primary key or which column is not null or data type int, name worker or not null. How to find it? To find it, I have to use this statement: describe database name dot table name. Then if we execute this one, then see, now we can see id is integer, not null, key pri means primary key, and this is auto increment. Now we can see which column is auto increment or field, which column or field is auto increment. Now we can see this one is auto increment. Okay, next, now I will insert some value. I'm clearing this one. Suppose I'm to insert into database name dot table name student. Now I don't have to put ID here. First writing this one. Now I do not have to uh, write ID to insert the value, because I have already chosen as ID as auto increment. I don't have to write this name values. Suppose I want to insert my name Sajib. First in selecting this one. Now I don't have to insert ID column value for ID. It will automatically insert it value. Uh, if you see that starting value is auto increment is 1, and it will increment by default. The starting value for auto increment is 1, and it will incremented by 1 uh, for each new record. ID here will be ID1 and name will be Sajib. Inserting this one. Once rows affected, if we select this one, see ID1 Sajib. I do not have to insert ID now. It will automatically increment it as I have ID chosen as auto increment. If I want to insert another value, package RUL for full, one row affected, two. So therefore our theory is true. If I want to insert values, suppose ID from a name for free, it will also work. If we want to insert ID, value for ID, I have given auto increment, but I can also do this. One rows affected, say 1, 2, 3. But it is not necessary now to insert value for ID. I've already seen. I will insert another one. ID will be 4 and name Alom. One row affected. Say ID 4 and Alom, name Alom. I hope you understand how to use auto increment in MySQL. Thank you for watching this video.